Hi, my friends. I am Dr. Bree, and I am coming at you in the spring of 2020. If you're watching this at another time, just note that this is a time of a big global crisis, really, as far as people being sick right now. So I wanted to talk to you about how to cough and sneeze, especially if you have pelvic floor weakness or prolapse. Now, right now, not only is it allergy season, but it's also the time of the coronavirus global outbreak. And a lot of us have that dry cough, that little tickle in our throat. And again, allergy season only makes it worse. So here are some tricks to help you stay leak-free, dry, and also preventing all that downward pressure on your pelvic floor when you are coughing and sneezing. So the first tip is pretty simple. If you're standing up and if you're in a place where you can actually sit down, that's going to give you better control. So sitting down is probably going to give you better control than standing up. So find a seat if you know that, if you can anticipate that that cough is coming on. So when you're seated, you can sit down on your chair like normal, and you might find some success by leaning forward just a little bit and potentially even crossing your legs during the next thing that I'm going to tell you, which is this technique called the knack, or it's also known as the pelvic brace technique. So you don't have to lean forward and you don't have to cross your legs, but it can help. Because here's what the brace is, or the knack, whatever you want to call it. Basically, what you're going to do is engage your pelvic floor. So do a little squeeze and a lift of your pelvic floor muscles. You can think about the muscles that help stop the flow of urine. You can also think about squeezing and lifting around your anus. So that whole pelvic floor area, you're squeezing and lifting and holding while you cough. Also while you sneeze. Also while you blow your nose. So really any of those things that can put a lot of downward pressure on your pelvic floor, what you want to do is, if you can anticipate those events, you squeeze and lift your pelvic floor and you hold while you do your little cough or while you do the sneeze or while you blow your nose. And then after you're done, of course, you release all the way. I never want anyone thinking that you need to go around all day long with your muscles held up and tight and clenched. Not at all. But what this is a reflex. It's a reflex that many of us lose over the course of time and of deconditioning. And also many of us have gone through childbirth or other, reasons why our pelvic floor muscles may not work quite the same. And so we need to relearn this reflexive knack or pelvic brace technique. So if you want to practice it as an exercise, you can do it right now. Let's do one round together. And then I'm going to tell you a couple more tips as well. So let's all do the knack together. So like I said, you can sit down ultimately, but if you can't sit down, just do it standing up. If you need to, maybe lean forward just a little bit. That just puts you in a better position so you're sure that you're not tucked under like this. You're slightly leaned forward from your hips, and potentially it might help you even to cross your legs a bit, but maybe not. When you cross your legs, you're using your inner thigh muscles, which help to activate the pelvic floor. So what you're going to do is you're going to squeeze and lift. Do it with me right now. Hold, do your little cough, and then release. Okay, hopefully that went well. So here's a few more troubleshooting tips. First of all, if you want to actually apply some mechanical pressure to the pelvic floor, that can also be really helpful to kind of keep everything lifted and held in. So one way to do this, if you have the flexibility, is actually to sit on your heel and put your heel under your perineum. That's one idea. You can also sit on the edge of your chair. That's something that can be helpful, or even like a rolled up towel if you have that handy. If you know that a big bout of coughing is coming on and you have a rolled up towel handy, you can sit on that too. The last tip I have for you is don't hold back. If you feel that you've got a big coughing fit or a big sneeze coming on, especially with the sneeze, please try not to do the thing where you try to keep your sneeze really, really tiny. What that does is it makes all of that pressure stay inside of your body rather than releasing out. And so just let it out, because when you keep all that pressure in, what happens is it goes down onto the pelvic floor, the pelvic organs, and that can potentially be problematic for prolapse, pelvic floor weakness, bladder control issues, etc. So just let it out. Again, you can think about that slight lean forward, the crossing of the legs as you do that knack, the brace that we talked about. The last thing you can do is just remember to turn just a little bit and cough or sneeze into your arm, the crook of your arm. So it would look like this. You get the idea. So if this has been helpful for you, I hope that you will, first of all, share it with someone who might need this information as well. Also, please check in with my channel because I have all sorts of resources for you, even in the video notes below this, video resources to keep you healthy and happy during this time where if you're watching in the spring of 2020, you might have to be staying indoors. So I have links to other video series that you might like just to keep you healthy and active. And also keep tuned. I'll put this in the video notes as well, but I do have a series coming up that I think you're gonna love all about Kegels. It's going to be called Kegel Camp. So I hope you'll join me for that. And until next time, please eat clean, move every day, and you will shine brighter. You will stay healthy and you will get through this interesting time in history. Sending huge love. I will see you next time.